burn low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our open evening at Leasowes. Today you'll have the opportunity to experience what life is like at Leasowes and the opportunities that you get. We hope that you consider us at Leasowes High School as one of your options for secondary school.
When I was looking around schools this time 5 years ago, I was extremely nervous as I didn't think that I could find as good as an environment as I had at my primary school. But I truly believe that I have found that at Leasowes. As soon as I walked through the gates, I could instantly see myself going here, as I felt and continue to feel that Leasowes has something for everyone. The continued support of the staff has shaped me into the person I am today, and I am forever grateful.
There are numerous opportunities and clubs available during your time at Leasowes, from Formula 1 to choir, and from the Invictus Games to ski trips. At Leasowes you can always find something to do that you're passionate about. You have the opportunity to visit either France or Spain, depending on which language you choose to take. Also, our choir have gone to places such as Germany to show off their talents, and most impressive of all, we have qualified for the F1 in schools in 2019.
During lockdown, it was inevitable that our way of learning was going to change and that it was going to be something to get used to. But Leasowes made the best out of a bad situation. The provision for online learning was streets ahead of the other local schools, with online lessons for every subject, every period of the school day. My learning didn't falter in the slightest, and I can't fault the teachers by any stretch of the imagination for the efforts they went to prepare us for our exams.
Though we are in Year 11 and we are close to the end of our time here, your journeys are just beginning. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Good night.
And good evening everybody, and welcome to Leasowes High School. If you're not sure, my name's Matthew Minor. I'm the head teacher here at Leasowes. I do apologise that you have to stand out in the rain, but I have to say to you, not once ever have I seen the crowds that we've got coming into us this evening. And that's for 4 years that we've been as an oversubscribed school. And that to me is amazing, and it's, I think, testament to our school. But actually, I think our students have just said exactly as it needs to be said. Our students who said they wanted and not sure what they were doing, but actually the work that the school does has been well and truly something to be recognised for. It is our open evening. It's our first evening. You are the first people out of 3 tonight that I'll be doing talks with. Another evening on Thursday evening, and then next Tuesday, next Wednesday, next Thursday morning. And it feels like it is quite early. We've only been back at school just over a week, but actually it has been a great few days when we've come back, students being in. Yes, we've had to be doing testing. We still are very aware of obviously COVID procedures. But at the same time, it is great to be able to have you back in here in the theatre and being able to have you to actually come and look around our school. We did manage it last year, maybe not quite as we were able to this year, but it's good to see you back. Firstly, before I get started, we are great tonight to have our CEO for Invictus Trust, Mr. Bowles, with us. Mr. Bowles has already prepared a video, so he can't be at every single one of ours and every single one of the schools in the Trust for all our open evenings. So, some words from Mr. Bowles.
Hello everyone, my name is Tony Bowles, and since 2018 I've had the privilege of being the CEO of Invictus Education Trust. During my time as a head teacher in an Invictus school, I saw firsthand the benefit of being part of this trust, and I have made it my mission to make being an Invictus school a real badge of honour. I can't tell you why you should choose an Invictus school, because for each of you it will be for different reasons. What I can do is explain why families do choose an Invictus school and why so many of our schools are oversubscribed and others heading that way. I think the best way for me to explain what it means to be an Invictus student is by starting with our culture. The culture we create is the single most important factor in helping our students get the results they need to move on to the next phase in their lives. Our culture is the sum of our strategic parts, our vision plus our mission plus our values equals our culture. It is a simple equation. Our culture is collectively known as the student first culture. All elements are centred around providing the best for our students, and we recruit staff that are driven to put students first and only appoint the best teachers. We are finding that teachers want to teach in an Invictus school, and I often receive calls from teachers asking me to let them know if a vacancy comes up. Our vision statement outlines where we aim to be in the future. Our aspirations are grand, because how can we teach our students to dream big if we can't lead by example? Our vision is to provide our communities with an excellent education, unique opportunities and elite experiences. We want our students to love attending school and our staff and students to proudly represent their school and trust. Our mission explains our objectives and acts as a reminder for all of us that every step taken must be in the right direction. Our mission statement demands that, whatever their starting point, our students make positive academic progress with a perfect mix of academic challenge, pastoral care and enriching experiences. And our values are our unwavering principles that form the backbone of our student first culture. Our values bring these statements to life, and the way that our team has adopted these values within all of our schools makes me firstly proud and confident about what I can promise you and your child when you join us. Essentially, for you as a family, our values offer many reasons to choose an Invictus school. We have 7 values in total. I'm not going to go through all the values, but I will start with the first 2, and they will indicate to you our determination to provide the best educational experience for your child. Invictus Value 1 states, every day in every way our students come first. It is our first and most important value. For us, this captures what we are all about. Every decision we make with that forethought of how will this benefit our students. Anything is possible is our second value, and we believe that with the right attitude, this is absolutely the truth. We urge our students to adopt this mentality by demonstrating this as their teachers. A perfect example of these 2 values driving our decisions and actions was the virtual lessons during the school closure during COVID-19. We believe that our drive to deliver the seemingly impossible for our students will have a huge impact on their results in years to come. We received national recognition for the thousands of lessons we provided for our students. We were spoken about in the House of Commons as an example to all schools nationally. I received a thank you letter from a school minister, and the Regional Schools Commissioner thanked us for our amazing virtual lessons and the amount of these lessons each of our schools put on daily. All of this wouldn't have been possible had our team not gone way above and beyond to prove that for our students anything is possible. Ask the staff about our other values and how they create a student first culture. For me, and I'm sure yourselves, you want your child to firstly be happy, secondly enjoy school, thirdly educationally do the very best they can, and finally have loads of opportunities to enrich their experience. Before I hand you back to your head teacher, who will give you all the important details surrounding the curriculum and excellent academic performance, I would urge you to ask as many questions as possible. Speak to students and other parents. Then, obviously, choose an Invictus school. Thank you.
So, Leasowes High School, I thank you for coming this evening. Luckily, it's not a night that Aston Villa are playing, so that's helpful. But actually, it is important for you, isn't it? Because actually, I've sat in your position, going around schools, while my own children have done it. And actually, what is it, the kind of things that you as a parent want to hear? What is it your children want to know? Well, as you go round tonight, you'll have those chances to ask those questions. For me, it's really important that actually you get that chance to have a look, to experience what it means to be at Leasowes. We are aspire and achieve. That is our motto. That is the thing that underpins everything we do. On top of those Invictus values that Mr. Bowles just mentioned, actually for us, the aspiring and achieving is vital. Because to me, that's what essentially it means. It's about striving towards great ambition and then successfully bringing it about. And that's what we as a school will do for you and for your children. Yes, we'll want them to have a goal. They may not know what that goal is straight away, but actually by the end, we'll have helped them strive towards it. Whether that is the end of year 11 or if it's the end of year 13 as part of our Invictus sixth form. We are a good school. Literally would have been 2 years ago, pretty much to the day we were having Ofsted in. And obviously with COVID, that means it's still fairly fresh. But actually, we remain a good school. I have high expectations. My staff have high expectations of the children that come here, of their work, their uniform, their behaviour, their respect, attendance, punctuality. We are a school that is 6 years now of being oversubscribed. And a few years ago, I wouldn't have dreamed of that. We are now oversubscribed. Last 2 years ago, we had to make the decision to make ourselves our PAN, put our PAN up to 180 per year group from 150. So year 7 that came in knew that they were coming in with 180. We've actually got over 200 in every year group in 7, 8 and 9. And in 10 and 11, we're also over 180, where our PANs were 150. As a school now, we have 1,000 students. And I'm looking at growing it because actually the children want to come here. As you've heard, we're part of Invictus Education Trust. And I have to say the value for me as a head teacher, the value for my staff, the value for the children is vast because of what can be brought, that's actually something that couldn't be done whilst maybe we remained a local authority school. We have 7 schools. You see them across the bottom. Obviously, we've got Invictus, Crestwood, Ellows, Kinver, Leasowes, Pedmore. Wombourne are the secondary schools. And then just in beginning of September, Rufford as a primary school, the first primary school, have joined us as well. And that's lovely that actually they've got a primary school join us because actually we can start to look at work that takes children through from primary to secondary. As it says, it has strong values. Actually, for me, as a head teacher, it's provided me with a significant amount of financial infrastructure that's allowed me to get work done in this school that I hadn't been able to do previously. We had brand new science rooms done, and it feels it was 2 years ago. But actually, I don't feel like they've been used for 2 years because of the time we've been in lockdown. Our new dining room, ICT, our computers are all less than 2 years old and they get completely refreshed on a regular basis due to the infrastructure that we've got. Just in September, we have a brand new food technology room which you'll be able to see. Our design technology area has had a significant amount of work done on it and we'll have a next step of work being done on it next year, ready for next September when your children may come to us. Work that just needs to be done to just bring that bit to life. Our design technology department is an amazing department. You'll go down and you'll see why. And you've already heard things like the Formula 1 in schools. We are a Formula 1 academy. Not just us, but all the whole of the trust because of the work. There is plans afoot for more. We have had a significant amount of work that's been done on new carpets in a classroom. And that's on a part now as again part of the infrastructure. We've got this theatre will be done in these next 12 months. Toilets will be done in these next 12 months. It's all part of a programme now that we've got because of the work and support that we do with Invictus. That's maybe the environmental part of it. You know what? It isn't just about that because actually it supports us as staff to become better in what we do, in our teaching, which enables then your children to make better outcomes also. And we work collaboratively together. It's a team very much working as one. You already heard some of the things that we've done in lockdown, and Esther shared what it meant to her to have that chance in lockdown to be able to have those lessons. You'll have seen in the local media, hopefully, a lot of the work we did on providing visors for local health agencies that were struggling at the beginning of lockdown. We had virtual learning, lessons for every single day, for every single subject, constantly being provided. Yes, there was local media interest. I took calls from Radio WM. There was national recognition, as you'd already heard from the video. That's the power of working as we did with the Trust. If you'd have asked me to do that on my own, I probably would have struggled. But with the support of the team that's there, it was able to be done. And again, part of the working as lockdown, in 2020, we were one of a few schools that still did open for parents in open evenings last year. But for you, what does it mean? What will it mean for your children if they come here? Firstly, academic excellence. We've had consistently strong academic results in what's called the English Baccalaureate. Now, they don't get a certificate for that, unfortunately. If they did, the students from here will be gaining many of those certificates. But essentially, it means for some students who maybe want to go on to higher education, that actually provides them with really strong academic subjects: English, maths, science, language, humanity. All those subjects combined gives them what's called the English Baccalaureate. Really strong academic subjects that set your children up for life and open many doors for them. The progress of the students is positive. It means that they are making, as expected or more than expected, progress from when they start to when they finish. High achievements in all subjects: drama, music, PE, sport. They go on. But what it does, it shares with you that actually, for me, it's important to have a balance of curriculum, a balance of subjects. English and maths, you cannot ascertain any more importance of them. I'm a music teacher by trade, and actually it's just as important that there is a balance for your children in their curriculum. And actually, because of that academic excellence, there is high expectations in teaching and learning. Our teachers know that actually what is expected of them to get the best out of our students. But that balanced curriculum where your students will come and they will do music, they will do drama, they will do dance, they will do design technology, they will do food technology throughout their Key Stage 3 of 3 years and their Key Stage 4 of 2 years. But actually, to get that academic challenge for them, actually they need that support. And actually, you know what, children now have had to have more resilience, but are probably sometimes struggling more than they've ever had to. And the support is there for your children if they come here. We have a team of people, pastoral support managers, non-teachers, being able to support your children. Each child will have a head of year, a form tutor, that will be able to monitor maybe some of the progress that they're making. Maybe able to make sure if there is a problem, that actually seeing if it's having any effect on their academic support. And if it is, let's put the support in place with what we've got with pastoral support managers. We've one of very few schools that has their own school nurse dedicated. Not just the school health team who are based here at the school. We'd only actually get the school health team for one day being part of us, but we actually have our own school nurse. And I think for you as a parent, that will instill a level of confidence, because actually, you asked me to be in charge of something medical, I haven't got a clue. My training's in music. My training's in education. My training, well, it might be a little bit more with all the testing that we've had to do, but actually my training is not in how to actually be able to support your child if there's problems with maybe breathing, asthma, diabetes. But with a school nurse here, they are able to understand it and they're able to share what it could have that impact on us as teachers and share with us how to cope with it. Safeguarding is a priority, really important. Safeguarding is one of the main things that we look after. Mrs. Wills, the Deputy Head Teacher, is very much part of it. And we have a team of people that make sure your children stay safe. We do anti-bullying work. I'm not going to stand here and say there isn't any bullying in a school. Unfortunately there is, because there is in life. There is in the workplaces. But what we will do is we'll support the children if there is that. And with that team at the beginning, able to work through and support the child who's bullied, as well as the one who's done the bullying, because actually they won't change unless you support them in how to change as well. We have a learning development centre. It supports children with additional needs. We have our Green Hill Alternative Learning Campus. We have a school chaplaincy team. And this is all part of the support for your children to support that academic challenge. It's all based on that. One of the key values, again, of the Trust, about building relationships. We want to build that relationship with your children. And actually, it isn't just about us and your children, because actually, the relationships work with the parents as well. Because actually, it's a team, isn't it? It isn't just me. It isn't just my teachers. It isn't just your children. We have to work together, and the relationships are vital to make that work. So if your child does choose to come here, and I sincerely hope they do, there'll be regular visits. I've actually been to these last 2 days into Hurst Green, into Howdy Grange, and into Lappel. 3 of our local schools I've managed to be able to, whilst trying to do other things, get in and say hello. And it's felt like 12 months, really. It has been over 12 months since I was last into those primary schools. And it's nice to do that. But we will do that work. We will work with your primary schools. We will try and find times with children who are in year 5. It's things we would have maybe done more of had COVID not got in the way. Staff will visit schools. There'll then be induction days. There will be parents' evening. It may well be that we are able to do a summer school again next year. One of the important things about bringing someone like Rufford on board with us is that actually we can work with primary teachers to say, okay, what's the curriculum for there and what's the curriculum for secondary, and start to actually map it through properly, and working then with Hurst Green and Howdy Grange and other schools that we then work together to say, rather than repeating things that have already happened, it's about the progression of knowledge that your children will be getting. If you look at the school website, there are many videos about transition. So tonight, once you finish and you want to go back on, go onto the school website, leasoweshighschool.co.uk, and you'll find more of the videos there about some of the transition work that has been done. And follow the school and Invictus on the school social media pages. Okay, both Facebook, Twitter and Instagram are very key. And I know a number of you would have signed up for these open evenings tonight through that on Facebook. But for me, actually, yes, academic progress is important. Getting a child supported with the pastoral care is important. But actually, if your child goes through 5 years and 7 years of us without doing anything extra, then I think actually it's not building them as a person. Extensive range of enrichment that we do. You've already heard Formula 1 in schools, and if you go to the technology department tonight, Mr. Chatterton, who leads on it and is the director for technology across the Trust, he's got a little part of the racetrack for the Formula 1. Our guys, for the last 4 or 5 years, have won every regional competition pretty much going at Formula 1 in schools. We've gone to the Nationals and we've competed at Nationals. We haven't quite won the Nationals yet, because the minute they do win the Nationals, we're off to abroad somewhere. Singapore was one of them. Dubai was another one. I can't wait for that one to happen. But now we've got the full track, and being a part of a Formula 1 academy, I think we'll get there soon. Duke of Edinburgh is available. In fact, we would be an expectation that actually a lot of children get involved in Duke of Edinburgh, because the amount of different things a Duke of Edinburgh brings. Many of you as parents might have done that yourselves. We've got teachers I know in our school who have gone through to Gold and have had that chance to go and have their Gold certificate and meet members of the royal family as part of that. Arts performances. We've had the Invictus performances that we've had, you might have seen on the screen going through at some of the big theatres. Unfortunately, due to COVID, one of them had to be cancelled. But that will come back. Shakespeare in schools. Our annual school show, I can't wait to get that back up and running. Sporting teams and activities. And these are just a part of it. Through Invictus, we get a chance to compete against the other schools in the Trust. We get chances to do sports that maybe I wouldn't be able to do on my own. Sailing, clay pigeon shooting, things that actually the students have had chance to do, go to Wimbledon. And then for me, a very important aspect is having student leadership. Your children will aspire to be our head boy and a head girl. I had a year 7 when I was doing the testing with them last week, saying, sir, I want to be a head boy. Year 7, having that aspiration straight away, based on what they can see of our students. And we want a lot of our students to take levels of student leadership, because I think leadership instills that level of responsibility in children, which can only be good for them as they grow older. So essentially, you need to have that chance to go and look round. And in a minute, we'll invite your tour guide to come back in to collect their group. Okay? But why Leasowes? Let me just sum up why I think you would want and would like your children to come here. It's a school that cares for its community. I've had 2 children that have been to local primary schools here. And for me, it's an important aspect that I live in House Owen in a local community that cares for its area. It's a school which supports each other. We've gone through a lot over the last few years, and we support each other. It demands high expectations. It offers opportunities that are unique. It's a school that can offer you education not just for 5 years, but with Invictus 6 for 7 years. We are a school that is oversubscribed. People want to get here. Admissions, if you have any questions, admissions are down in our dining room this evening if you want any questions with them. It's a school working collaboratively with others. 5 other schools, I should have changed that to 6 other schools now. But most important for me, it's a school that strives to improve the outcomes for every single one of the students who are part of our school. And not just the students, because actually I just as much want the adults in the school to strive to be better also. But that is why, for me, that you should choose Leasowes.